Here's a short demo of the Awetest platform for the Awetest mAPP module, which allows mobile app developers and QA teams to run their tests on physical and virtual iPhones, iPads, and Android phones and tablets across the entire matrix of available SDKs and operating systems. So let's jump into Awetest and go to the mAPP module. Here, under the test cases section is where we store and save all of our uploaded test cases. The mAPP module supports numerous open source automation technologies, and this is where you can add your test cases in any of the continuously increasing available support technologies. Once the scripts are uploaded, here we go to the management section at the top and click on Mobile Native Apps. Here you can add a new version by adding your app. Ours is V1 and named The Elements. So once the bundle ID and package ID have been updated, we save the information and go back to mAPP where we can create our test. Go to Jobs and start a new job. This takes us to a form where we can configure the various attributes that we want to test. As you can see, it's a simple, easy to use, intuitive interface. This is something that permeates all through the Awetest platform. Here you can select the test cases you want to execute, and you can select any combination of categories and test cases you want to run. After choosing your test case or cases, then choose the device operating system, so Android or iOS, then device type, phone, tablet, emulator, and the OS version. One of the big advantages of Awetest is the ability to scale as your automation coverage volume increases, letting you manage hundreds of physical or virtual phones and tablets running a multitude of iOS and Android SDK and form factor and model combinations. With Awetest's ability to support that matrix of combinations, we're one of the few solutions that really helps with comprehensively addressing the Android fragmentation problem that is increasingly becoming one of the big bottlenecks in mobile testing. Then for more scalability, there's the parallel sequential options. Awetest supports multi-threading, allowing you to execute tests in parallel across multiple devices, which helps significantly cut down your execution time. So I'm selecting to run in parallel on this machine as the worker so we can view the test running. Then there are the other options and attributes we can specify. There's scheduling a job at a certain date and time and have it recurring. Include screenshots. If you check this box in case there was any failure, Awetest will take a screenshot of the page, and when you go to reports, you can click on the screenshot to see the page at that point of failure. There's flagging validations longer than 10 seconds, allowing you to identify potential performance bottlenecks. There's saving jobs as templates so they can be reused by others in your team. And at the bottom, you can execute in debug mode, a feature that gives you all the logs that were generated on the agent machines back into your browser so you can analyze and run to see what else might be going on. Lastly, you have email notifications built in so you can get notified on failure or completion of the test. So we hit run and this job gets queued up. So at the top, you see that your job was created successfully. Right now, the test assets are being sent down to the respective worker and executed on the physical or virtual machine. And once you see the status indicator change to yellow, then that means your job is started. Now you can see the emulator starting up and our script is being tested on our iOS emulator. We chose to run 2 test cases for this job, so after one script runs end to end, it will start up our second script, which we will see now. And after this test is finished, we will go back to Awetest under the job we just ran. You can expand it and see the start time and end time of the individual feature files. Now for the full report, we go under the reports section. Under the reports page, you can see the defect rate and defect distribution. In details, you can see information about the jobs that have finished and specific amount of validations and fails. Going into our job, you can see the line-by-line level detail by expanding the test case. This is where you can see the amount of time it took each validation to complete. Lastly, we have the assets section, which is available for all Awetest modules. Here you can create and manage your custom application-specific libraries and create data-driven and keyword-driven frameworks using CSV, Excel, or any other data source. You can set multiple environments to run your tests against, and you can create test variables, where you can create key value pairs that you can use inside your automation. And this is how we test mobile apps through Awetest.com. Now you've seen the demo of Awetest mAPP module, We also have demos of our web and mWeb modules for web and mobile browser testing on iOS and Android.